In Canberra, the Prime Minister is manfully trying to right the ship. In the reshuffle, 3 senior female ministers will lead a cabinet task force focused on improving the economic health and safety conditions for women. His language struck the right note, talking about the need for a fresh lens to, quote, achieve the outcomes that we want for Australian women across the country, unquote. And he said, they will be achieved through listening, they'll be achieved by acting together, they won't be achieved by dividing Australians and setting them apart, unquote. I'll look at the quotas issue in a moment, but that has the potential to do the very thing the Prime Minister is opposed to, dividing men from women on the basis of their gender, diminishing the legitimate worth of women by building a bias into the political system simply because they are women. And as I said yesterday, in spite of the lofty rhetoric, some simple decisions can be made now. PM apologised to Christine Holgate because she was run out of a job. Let the nation hear what you believe about lockdowns. We know you're opposed to them. Say so. We know you're opposed to children being kept away from school. Say so. You can't believe people are drunk in the parliament? Well, end it. Implement random breath testing. You know the behaviour of some staff has offended the nation. Sack them. You know the hours that the parliament sits are anything but family friendly. Change them. As I've said many times, the Prime Minister is not responsible for these issues, but he is responsible for the answers. Forming committees and conducting reviews and putting more women into cabinet is merely shuffling deck chairs. If the cabinet was based on merit, by the way, why isn't Matt Canavan there? Barnaby Joyce, James Patterson, Dave Sharma. There's a list as long as your arm. The Prime Minister's language is right, and I'm sure he's giving it his best shot. But if it were half-time on the football field, I'd be saying in the dressing room, we have to do better. What do you think? Email me, alan@skynews.com.au. The text line, you know it is 0414 000 848. Well, look, as I just said, the Prime Minister yesterday, in addressing what he called key issues involving women's equality, women's safety, women's economic security, said they won't be achieved by dividing Australians. But that's precisely what's happening with the panicked comments by the Prime Minister, the Treasurer, and a whole raft of others, intimidated by the left, now mouthing this stuff on quotas. Not surprisingly, many women in the Liberal Party are on the front foot opposing quotas. Tina McQueen, the federal vice president of the party, has been commendably outspoken. And in a complete shift, the New South Wales Liberal upper house member, Catherine Cusack, has finally made the contribution true Liberals were waiting for. I mentioned to you last week that she's not short on brains. Instead of pushing this initial fake argument that the whole party room is toxic towards women, she has struck the right chord when it comes to the phony push by Matt Keane for gender quotas. Ms Cusack has accused Keane of proposing a system where power brokers like him can hand-pick women who would be beholden to factional leaders. She said, and I quote, "We need to be very careful of Matt Keane riding in on a white horse like a knight in shining armour claiming he wants to support women. There'll be a lot of cynicism in the Liberal Party about those claims," unquote. Catherine Cusack also pointed to Keane's hypocrisy, something he has in spades, when he supported his male staffer over 2 women in a 2017 upper house pre-selection. I've said before, this bloke Matt Keane is the Meghan Markle of the Liberal Party. He dislikes the party, dislikes its values, but he wants to reap all the rewards of office under the Liberal Party banner. Just like Meghan Markle, hating the royal family, yet wanting them to still fund her security and to keep the honorific of Duchess.